Hello everyone. Thanks for being here for this last day of DebConf. We are gonna start with Subin's talks on a new intelligence input method for uh, for the end of the a new intelligence input method for Indian languages on desktop and mobile, which is called Governam. So I'm gonna start the recording if you're fine with that, and then we'll have some time for Q&A. So enjoy the talk.
Hello everyone, I'm here to talk to you about a project that I've been working on for many months now, actually many years in a way. So it is a way that it is a software that I use personally to write my language Malayalam on computers. So there's this problem on Linux where it's kind of difficult to start learning a new input method. So I thought, why not make something that you can easily do, like Manglish to Malayalam. So it is a new intelligent input method for Indian languages. It is not just restricted to Malayalam now. It can be used to adopt any kind of languages, like mostly for Indian languages, of course. So a little brief intro about me. My name is Subin. I've been hacking and making things for a lot many years now. And I first discovered Varnam when in 2017 I was looking for a way to write Malayalam in desktop easily, and it was the only project that I was able to use for a good time. Yeah. So my first contribution to Varnam was just simply a README fix. There's nothing much because I didn't know much C language in it. So I've been continuing to it, and I've been using Varnam for the past 4 years now. So in this presentation, I'm going to talk to you about two things mainly. So one is how to type with Varnam, and the next one will be a technical part. It would be how Varnam works in a technical way. So the first step will be a brief introduction to how to use Varnam for your typing needs. So I'll be talking about how to type Varnam on websites, of course, desktop and mobile. Then I'll be talking about tips and tricks that you can use to make Varnam more comfortable with your writing needs and your writing skills. The next I'll be talking about how to add your own language to Varnam. It is highly customizable, so there are many options for you to hack on Varnam. So what is Varnam? It's the very basic thing of what Varnam is. It simply transliterates English words into Malayalam. So nowadays in our phones we use a Latinization version of our languages. We write in that, and that will be translated to Malayalam. So either it will be translated to Malayalam, or we just use that Manglish thing. So in Malayalam, it's called Manglish. So it means, so this is a word. An example word is endana. So this word is Malayalam. So the English version by the phonetic sound of that word is endana in the English letters. So when we type this, it should give the output this way. So I can simply just need to learn 26 letters, which is English, and use that to make words that I want to write in my own language. So as far as I understand, Hindi in this version is called Hinglish, Tamil in this version is called Tanglish, and there are other versions too. Of course, Malayalam is called Manglish. So this is a little brief history of Varnam project. So Varnam first started, I think, I'm not really sure about this because it's long back as in 10, 12 years maybe. So it started by Navaneet in 2012. It was written in C first. So it was called libvarnam. So it is just a transliteration library. A transliteration library, simply a transliteration library that converts this, that converts the previous into this. Simply, just like that. So that was in 2012. It was in active development until 2016. There were a couple of projects that was based on libvarnam to an input method in Linux. Yes. So the website is varnamproject.com. It is still the old libvarnam version. Now what I did was, I ported libvarnam from C language to Go language with some core architectural changes, because I changed something that I think could have been improved in libvarnam. So it has some core changes that is not in libvarnam at all. And this is a good thing because the time taken to transliterate a word and the storage requirement for Varnam greatly reduced in this port. So I'm going to talk to you about some features of Varnam. Varnam is offline, so just like a pencil or a pen that you used to write natively in your paper or something, it's offline, it's completely with you. It's totally offline. There's no internet connection requirement at all. So Varnam intelligently learns words as you type. So if you are typing a new word, you will get that in the suggestions list, just like that. So when you type a new word, Varnam learns that word. It stores that word into a local dictionary, a local offline dictionary. So it doesn't mean that this word will ever get out from your device at all. So there's complete privacy. The output of Varnam will be the right Unicode, and there wouldn't be any problem with this output, which you can copy paste to any place at all. So, and you can check that output by going to this website. I think I can show a demo of how that works. So let's say I'm going to type something here using Varnam. Let's use our first example. So I type this, I give a down arrow, and you can see it gives the right output. So this is the right output of this word. So unicodically, character point Lee, it's the right output. So that's something you should be guaranteed with any input method. And finally, to sum it all up, you are in control of your input method. You should be able to type anything freely. There is no restrictions with Varnam. You can type anything you want. There is no limit at all. You shouldn't have to wait for developers to add any new kind of sets of words that is not possible to type. So my primary motivation in writing this library was, using Varnam was, I couldn't type some words with the existing proprietary software. For example, Monuse is a word that is an internet slang term, or Mone is a Malayalam slang term that is used only in internet. It's a new word. It actually came up in the internet age, so like 2018 or something. So it's a word that is not Malayalam in the previous sense, but it's an internet slang term. So when such new terms come into our language, like this word is grammatically not really the most perfect one, but it's a word, of course. So let's say I want to type that. I can simply do that. Type the new word phonetically. So M-V-O-N-A, Mone. So that means that's a new word. Varnam doesn't know that word at all. It is not in the dictionary, but I can simply phonetically make a word up to learn that word. And now if I type that word again, I can see the suggestion already there. That's one feature. So that's what I meant by you are in control. So you should be able to type anything, and the input method shouldn't limit on what you write at all. And that is the Varnam project. The new library which I am developing currently is GoVarnam, which is the underlying library. So it's called libvarnam and GoVarnam. The difference is that libvarnam was the old C library. GoVarnam is the new library that I am developing. So the first thing to know is how to use Varnam in the way you want it. So there are currently 4 things you can do with Varnam. There's a web application, a desktop application, a desktop input method engine, and to write on Android, there is an integration with Indie Keyboard. Let's try the web app first time. So you can access the web app from varnam.sibnesb.com, and there is also varnamproject.com, which is the official domain of Varnam, but the problem is that this is using the old libvarnam. So this is the new latest one, and I think hopefully we'll be porting the whole site to the varnamproject.com site. So let's try this out. I'm going to go to the domain varnam.subinsb.com. I'm gonna, so it's a simple view actually. You can choose the language from the top right. Let's say Malayalam for now, because I only know Malayalam. Let's type that first example again. So you got the word right. Let's type some more sample word. As you can see, I can already get suggestions here, so I can just pick that. And there is also the number. You can pick a number. Or let me increase the font size a bit. Everything is a bit small. So there's a settings and you can increase the size. Let's say 20. Okay, so I think that's better. So I can type words like this and I can get suggestions and I can type as long as I want. So if I want to pick the fourth suggestion, I can simply press 4 and it will happen. And that suggestion will be picked. And if I want to move, there's also the pages feature. So if I want to go to the next page, I can do that with shift arrow keys. Wait, it's not working for me. Let me try that again. Oops, I think that's a bug and I think that's something that I need to fix. Hopefully, maybe later. Oops, wow. Or you can just press the arrow again. Oh, there is no other suggestions. That's probably why this is happening like this. There is somewhere. Let's try another word. How about Ken? I think this would be a nice one. Oh, there we go. So there is another page here only. The previous one, there was no page in the next page. That's why. So to move to the next page, you can simply press shift plus arrow keys and you can move to the pages left, right, and right. And that's basics of using this web editor. And if you go to the scheme part, I think I can show this now, right? Yeah. So to know what all patterns are assigned to what all characters, we can simply go to the help menu right here and choose the scheme portion. So in the scheme section, we can see all the letters that are mapped into it. Let's open one. So for example, R is mapped to A, E is mapped to I, and so on and on. So Ka, for example, is in KA, and you can search them right here. So like Ka or Pa or something, letters like that. You can simply search that. Let's say Ma. Okay. Now if you need to find more combinations of those letters, we can simply click them like this. So let's say Ka, for example. I click Ka and you can see all the combinations of Ka with other letters. So this is the combination of Ka with Ka again. So that will be all the other combinations. I mean, this is simply the letter itself. And there will be the doubling of those letters too. Ka, etc., etc., etc. So there will be many combinations for all those combinations of consonants. Let's say combination with Sa. So likewise, there will be many combinations of letters with the letters again and again. So all these combinations can be easily found out to know what pattern you need to type to get this. So there is two different types here, primary and secondary. So primary will be one-to-one mapping of characters to character. So there will be only one KRA mapped to this thing. There will be only one. But for the secondary part, it's only for the secondary things there can be multiple things. For example, KRA is mapped to Kra. But this thing is KRA is also mapped to Kra. But that's only a secondary thing. When you type KRA, this will always be the first one because that has the primary value. That's the highest priority. It's the highest priority primary key combination for that letter. And that's the difference between the primary and secondary. And the next thing I want to show is how to write it. Like for example, if you are having confusing on how a combination is going to be, you can simply do that here. So let's say I want to type, let's say this word itself, iniyengil. So I am copying that word, going to help, and pasting it right here. And when I click find, I can see how that word can be written using Varna. So this will be the pattern. It's the same pattern that we used here to type itself. So that's the same. And if I want to search for more words, I can write sentences here. For example, let's say, and if I do that, I can get the point of how the different ways in which that sentence can be written. Always trust the first one because I will be always having the exact pattern per pattern combination for each word. And I think that's everything that I can show in the website part. So this website will always be there, so you can always check for the scheme in case you have any difficulties learning something. Now let's go to the next part, is the desktop app. So like the web app, we also have a desktop app. It's similar to the web app right here. So we simply go to ml.vst. Oh no, on this one. Wait, this is desktop app. Oh, there we go. So this is the desktop app. You can simply double click Varnam and you can see a new window will open here. There we go. So there's a new icon right here, which is the icon of the desktop app. It's simply the desktop app, it's simply the web app, but local. You can see that it is a local application running on your system. So you can type that too. It will, this is currently in Tamil. And you can change languages just like that from here. And so this is a local desktop application, and it's similar to what you see in the next place. There's only some slight differences. Everything else is just the same. So you can download new languages from here in case there is no language available. You can update schemes like from there. And there's a word section. You will make Varnam learn a word from here. So if you want to learn a new word, let Varnam learn a new word. So like Malayalam, for example, I'm going to write new words like Indukonde. That's like that. And if I do that, Varnam will learn that word. I think there's success message right here. Okay. And there is deletion, like you want to unlearn some word. If that's an error, you can unlearn that word too. And you can add a training of that word. Like if you want one particular word to be assigned to a particular pattern. For example, college is a word that has that problem. College, and I'm going to write college right here. And you can typing college will now show the solution college. So you can add that too, and you will get that training there. You can also import words. That's another feature of Varnam. You can upload a file and learn all those Malayalam or language words from that file into it. So you can just simply drag into that file right here. That's it. And there's also an online option, which is a feature that you can download from the internet and learn words from there. Those are all the features of the desktop application. So this desktop application is available on Linux, Mac, and Windows, which is as the same interface like that. You can now, it's already available right now. You can also install the desktop application from Flatpak. You just need to type in this command to install from desktop from Flatpak in Linux. And now let's move on to input method engine. So what is an input method engine? Is simply an integrated input method on your system. So by simply I can just go to any window right here, for example right here. So this is the browser window, so it's Firefox. So I can simply choose an input method. Let me close the desktop window. So I can choose the language from here. I'm going to choose Varnam here, Malayalam language, and I'm going to type something. Let's go to the first example again, and you can type directly into the window itself. So that's a special feature. So that is what an input method engine is called. So this thing is called the input method engine. So I can type from here and type directly from here. There we go. So I can type directly into any application on my desktop. So that's what an input method engine does. So this is an example of input method running on a web browser. So for Linux, the input method engine using GoVarnam already exists. You just need to go to this link and you can install that for Linux systems. For Mac and Windows, there is a problem because you need it's complicated because it's just one man project right now. I don't have the resources to make it available for Mac and Windows. So if you would like to contribute, you can always make it for Mac and Windows. And then there is the Android part. So this is something that I've been working on. It's not fully complete, but I can show you an example demo. So in this demo, I have Indie Keyboard running. So this is the Indie Keyboard. This is currently English. I'm going to switch that to Varnam now. So this is Varnam running, and I can do the same thing that I did on the desktop here. So I type that, I can get the suggestions similar to what you saw in the desktop version. You can do that in the mobile too. And simply I'm just writing random sentences. I just don't care about the meaning. So likewise, you can do that similarly for Indie Keyboard to the Android version too. So anything that you can do with the desktop version, you can do with the Indie Keyboard. And one other special feature is that you can export learnings, that when you learn words from desktop to your mobile or or the other way. You can copy or extract words from your phone that you learn by typing and copy that over to your desktop to learn, to have a synchronization between words that you learned from both. So that can be done too. So this is a comparison of different input methods and how words are written. So for example, Varnam has this kind of particular pattern to write a word, and the other language, other input methods would have a different thing. This is just an example of how you can write words with different methods. Sorry that it is in Malayalam, because that's the only language I can probably read and write. There is also an InScript mode, which is simply like the same thing. Instead of Monglish, we can use InScript to type with suggestions in Linux or any other one. So let's try that for now. Let's go to Varnam editor. I'm going to change that to Malayalam Enhanced InScript. It's currently only available for Malayalam, the InScript version. Oh wow, I don't know InScript. Wait, let me write a word and see how to write a word in InScript. Let's try a word. Let's go back to our first word again. So this is the first word, endana, and I'm going to choose switch to Enhanced InScript and going to choose how to write a word. So I need to know how to write this word in InScript. I will click find and I can get the code combination that is ZVD. Jesus, damn. I don't know how. It kind of looks like a cryptic code, right? So I'm going to write that here. And I'm going to repeat that again to see the suggestions coming. So Z would give the A. So in InScript, A is assigned to Z. Z, V is Na, D, L, E, C, D. There we go. So we can write InScript with Varnam too by repeating that combination right here. And likewise, we saw before, there is also the scheme portion right here. So we can use the scheme to know what all letters are mapped to what. So R is mapped to capital D, E is mapped to capital F. You can see all those things and you can learn InScript too. And you can see all the combinations like that. You don't need combinations in InScript because you will be combining each letters. And likewise, Cha is semicolon. Yep, that's it. So like you can do InScript too. So that's InScript. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that to make Varnam more faster for you, to make writing more easier. I'm going to try this with this editor right here. So this is the Cake editor. I'm going to switch to Varnam now, switching into Varnam. Now let me show you some tricks that I can do. So this is a word. So now you see that there is a Chandrakala or Chandrakala at the end. So to type Chandrakala in the essence, let's look at the scheme first. So that would be much more better. Let's switch Malayalam, go to type scheme. So how to write Virama? So to write Virama, the key is tilde. So tilde is the symbol used to that. And for example, Anuswara, we can use M. Likewise, so we can find that Virama is used for this. So how to type Virama at the end? So the first word would be Enda, and it would be Na. So N is mapped to Na. So we want to type Na. So how to do that? We can simply capitalize it. You can when we capitalize N to capital N, you will get Na. So this can be confirmed by looking at the scheme right here. Let's say Na here. So there are two Na here. One is for Na, that is small na, and this is capital Na. So then there is also a secondary thing that I mapped, but we will always give priority to the first one because that's better to learn. So capital Na gives our Na, that is what required. So to type a new word, if we learn the scheme, we learn this scheme right here. If we learn the scheme, we can easily type as much words as we want, and we can improve our typing. We can increase our typing speed. So let's try another one example. Endan. Now we need Chandrakala at the end, Virama at the end. So that we saw before, it's tilde. So I'm going to type tilde and we can get the combination right there. Endan. So that's how to capitalize. Let's try another example. So there are two examples for this. Patti. So this is one word, Patti. And what if we want to write Patti? So what? It should be like P-A-T-T-I. patti. So like different words. So let me show that again. PATI gives this and PATTI gives another one. And let's say another word, maybe Venta. We need to type da here. So, if we type small e, you will get ve. If we type capital E, we get ve. Now we have a na coming, so we will type capital N, and we need to combine with it da, so that we will get venda. Vend. Now we will type another a to give venda, and that way we can get venda correctly. If we learn this scheme for ourselves, we can type this very fast, and we will get a good typing speed. Likewise, we can improve our typing speed very efficiently. I can show you more example, but I think I'm running out of time. Maybe 19 minutes. Wait, 90 minutes left. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now let's see another example. Joiners. So this is one common example with Malayalam. Thalvara is a word. How to type Thalvara properly? So the word is Thalvara. So the typing is Thal. Now if you type Vara here, you can see that Thal has been joined with Va here. So that's not how we want to type. We need to put a zero with non-joiner in between them to separate Ra and Va. To do that, we can use two letter combinations right here. Zero with joiner and ZWNJ. So ZWJ is mapped to double underscore. ZWNJ is mapped to single underscore. Now let's try that. Thal 1 underscore, that is for zero with non-joiner. Oh, we can see that there is no Chandrakala in between, like right here. So to do that, we can do tilde here, and by that way we can get the virama and the zero with joiner to not combine them. And to check the authenticity of this output, I can always go to Uniview, paste that word right here. See, Thal, we have a non-joiner, we have double non-joiners. Let's fix that. I think you only require, you only need one virama here. There we go. You will have one non-joiner. So if you type virama indirectly, you will get a non-joiner directly. You don't need to separate them. So that's one way to fix this. Or you can do underscore there, and that will get Thal and underscore. So that wouldn't combine together. I think this problem exists because I think there might be a bug in here. I think maybe Thalvara was already learned in the database. Let's try it now. It's probably learned. Oh, there's an AI here. Oh, that's probably right. Okay. And you will get the correct combination right here. Okay. So that works. Then another word to do is Anuswara. For example, how to write the word Sambhavam. So you can see that it doesn't give Anuswara in the middle, in the middle. To do that, we can do a simple underscore to give Sambhavam. So this doesn't insert a zero word ZWNJ. It only explicitly said we want to use and this is shown here. Where is our scheme? So Sambhavam. Anuswara we use M underscore gives That's it. And likewise we can use it to our needs. You can just need to learn that. And let's move on to the next one. So now how to add your own language to Varna. To do that, we can, there is already some language right here. Let's see. So let's look at the scheme file of Malayalam. So this is the scheme file of Malayalam looks like. So every letter is mapped to one other letter like this. So AA is mapped to R likewise. So this is one big config file to assign the letters to each other. So that's how a scheme file is written. You can make this for your own language. There are such scheme files here, but I'm not sure how good it is because I don't know these languages. I only know Malayalam. So I can only vouch for this scheme right here, which I have modified some bit. So you can also modify this to your needs and write accordingly. So there's Tamil currently available too, and Hindi and others, but I'm not sure how good that them is. So let's wait. I don't know if this is correct or not, but I would need help to verify this works okay. And let's move on to the next part. So that's pretty much it. That all you need to write. you can join our community at Varnam Project Telegram and on Metrics, and our GitHub page is github.com/Varnam Project. I'm speeding a bit. I think there might be no time for discussion, so I'm just going to skim through how Varnam works just quickly. So Varnam works by two core components. One is the tokenizer and the other one is a dictionary. Now what is a tokenizer? So Varnam, the library gives 5 outputs. These 3 outputs are related to the dictionary and these 2 outputs are related to the tokenizer. So now let's explain what a tokenizer is. So a tokenizer is simply makes all possible language words from an English input, which means if I give, I think I can show an example right here. So if I give the word enthan in this sentence, it will give all possible formations from the scheme file that we saw before. So the scheme file is this. So there will be multiple combinations for n, like there can be multiple combinations for n. And those multiple combinations will be combined together to form all the possibilities that can be made from that input. And this will be the tokenizer output. And the tokenizer will calculate weight according to, let's see, the simple table. So for example, nth, I have the new right here. So this is the internals of Varnam. So for example, new right here, there are multiple combinations right here. And there will be a weight assigned to them. So this weight is based on the popularity of these conjuncts right here. So new has the most number has n. N has the 90 weight. So it will have the most priority when most weight. So you can see that there is a weight output here. This value. So this value is calculated according to weight here. So more the weight, more the weight of the tokenizer. That's why new will be the first one, because new is the exact match. It's the primary match. These are all the secondary. So the secondary one, the top one of the secondary is n, 90. So that's why the next one would be n, and the next one would be n, because that would be the next highest weight. So that would be 85. And that's why, and that's on and on, we can sort the tokenizer suggestion based on the weight or the confidence. Okay, now what else? So that's how the weight calculation is also done. Now dictionary. From the tokenizer output, we will get many combinations, but it's not right to say that every one of them is correct, because you see, some words are just blunders, so we can't really vouch for these words whether they are right or not. So we have a dictionary right here. So we have a dictionary of many words in it, and we will search those dictionary for the words, and we can find the words that have meaning, that is valid, and from that dictionary we will get dictionary suggestions. And it is from this dictionary that we make these 3 things: exact matches, dictionary suggestions, pattern dictionary suggestions. Now, for example, we can see here that dictionary gives a suggestion of enthanu. And why did it give that suggestion? It's because that we know that word is in the dictionary, because we have already seen it. And that's why we have an exact match. We have an exact matching of enthanu in here. And that's why we get that in the exact matches section. There is another dictionary called pattern dictionary. So this pattern dictionary will do one-to-one mapping. So for example, these words are not phonetically correct, because we write college, but this word is not really phonetically correct. So in that sense, we can assign one-to-one mapping of these 2 words. So college and college. So we will ask Varnam to assign college to college. We saw this in the desktop app before. Let's open the desktop app again. Where's the desktop app? Varnam. Where? Okay, there we go. So we have this in here, settings, words. We train a word with one thing, right? Pattern to use a particular pattern to do something. So that's what meant by pattern dictionary. So I think I can show the database maybe. I think that would be much better. So the database is stored in .local/layer/varnam. Let's say an example. This is the database here. So I want to just store the words database. So these are all the words in the dictionary right now. There are many words right here. And what else? Patterns dictionary. So the patterns would have all words assigned to one. So academy will have a word assigned. It should be 4320. Let's search that word here. 4320. Academy. So by each word. So these all English words will be included in the patterns table. And that would be one-to-one mapping of college and India and so on. And Varnam has another special feature. It can find partial words. And by partial words, I mean that, suppose an example I can give is endani ivide. So the dictionary would have the word enda or endan. So in this case, we can see that dictionary has the word enda. So why not just tokenize the rest of them and add to the enda? I hope you can understand. So we got the word enda from the dictionary and then we tokenize the word nivide. So we will get multiple combinations for nivide. Let's try a nivide right here. Where is our terminal? So nivide gives multiple suggestions. So nivide, likewise. And we will add this to enda, and to get enda plus all these combinations to get multiple suggestions on that. So this won't be an exact match because we don't found an exact match for enda nivide. We only found enda and then we will add all those permutations over that word to get the dictionary suggestions. So that is the difference between exact matches and dictionary suggestions. So likewise, if I type in college right here, I will get pattern dictionary suggestions. I think pattern is not trained right here. Oh wait, I got the dictionary suggestions here. Pattern dictionary suggestions gives college right here. And you can see that exact matches would have college. Now I'm going to try a combination of that English word. So I will like collegeil. You will see that college will be obtained from the pattern dictionary, and pattern dictionary would add that ill to collegeil to get the result that we need. So by that way we can make any number of words combining with other words. So there are infinite possibilities. Okay, so that's basically how Varnam works. I hope you understood everything. So join the community, make Varnam work on for your language, help in this project which can span across. There are many parts of the field where you can work. There's the desktop, the mobile, the web apps. There are many things to work on. So it's not just a one person project. It can be many person project. So yep, that's pretty much it. Join our project and that's it. I guess I only have 8 minutes. Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Subin. That's a very interesting and useful project that you got there. So we do have a couple of questions. Let's get started with the first one. For those not familiar with these languages, can you show the difference between typing with Varnam and with whatever people use or used before it?
Well, the Indian government has a layout based on the English keyboard. It's called Inscript, and what it basically does is similar to Chinese. They have each Malayalam or Indian language letters mapped to each key on the keyboard, and you would have a significant learning curve to learn that, because I think it would be best to start learning from in schools. In Kerala, for example, ITS, I think many of the schools will teach Inscript in schools by itself. I'm not really sure about that, but it has significant learning curve. But what most people in Kerala or elsewhere in India, they use is the service provided by Google. So they use Google Input Tools. So Google Input Tools basically does the same. So Varnam is basic. You can simply call Varnam as an open source free software version of Google Input Tools. That is the prominent usage of Malayalam input method in Kerala right now. I would say about 90% or 99% of people use Google Input Tools. But the problem with that is Google used to have an offline input method in Windows, but it only worked in Windows. But it doesn't exist anymore. They stopped updating that, I think, back in 2016 or 17 or something. And there is a void for that. We need a free software input method that has the capabilities of a Google Input Tools, which can store words offline, has guaranteed privacy. I mean, an input method is something like a pencil. It is the fundamental tool that one has when learning a language. It's just like a pencil. You wouldn't want your pencil to be under the ownership of someone else, right? So there is a need of such a tool. And there is Sonalega and different input methods in Bangla or Tamil or any other language schemes, any other schemes that is currently being used can be implemented in Varnam. It is cross-platform. It can be implemented anywhere. So I think in an overall sense, it is a good project. And I wish there would be more contributors because it's currently just me working right now.
Right, Subin. I think you really could use more people contributing to it. And since it's a very useful project, yeah. Let's move on to the next question. I'm wondering if Varnam supports other operating systems besides Linux and Android, which is just another version of Linux.
So it is a cross-platform application, so it can be used in any platform. So in the case of Indie Keyboard, which is a free software keyboard, it has been implemented. I have tried implementing it, so it works on Indie Keyboard. It works all right. It can be implemented in Windows and Mac too, but the problem is we need some people to more contribute to it. I don't use Windows, so I can't really play with it. So if there are some people who want it for Windows, they can definitely try if is some other people for that. As for Mac, there is already an existing open source project for writing Malayalam or Indian language on Mac. It can be incorporated with Varnam. So if somebody is willing to come for it, then yeah, we can implement it anywhere. Yes.
All right. So that is that. So our time is almost up. Thank you very much, Subin, for giving this talk and introducing us all to this project of yours.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.